Okay, I'm putting in the. Well, first off, what I was doing is I broke the bolt in here on the thermostat right here. There's the bolt that broke, but then I had to take it out the whole intake manifold to just get that fixed. So I had to take that into the machine shop. Now that I got it back, I put back my thermostat inside since it is freezing cold outside. It's like 20 degrees. So I'm about to put this back here. So I did this on the inside of the house here. Now I'm going to show you my setup. It's outside. Okay, here it is. It's Thanksgiving morning. It's snowing out. It's Cleveland and it's cold. Here's the 2003 Chrysler Voyager. This is my setup here. So as I already showed you the inside, the the manifold that I had to put on. But here's the blanket setup here. I got clips here. Got myself a little tent going up. Got a little heater in here. Here's where the intake manifold is going. So then soon enough, hopefully I'll be showing you the van running. Okay, so I'm going to scrape off the old gasket. There's not much on this side. I already scraped off a whole lot off the manifold. So now I'm going on ahead here. Make sure to scrape off. There's really not a lot here. See, I don't have to scrape much off because most of that was already on there. You can also take a little bit of sandpaper on here, but you still gotta watch out what goes inside the engine. You don't want all these little, particles going inside your engine. So it's already pretty smooth here. I didn't have to do really anything on here. So that's that. Okay, I'm back out here. I got the intake manifold here. Alright, see this hose right here? It's got to go to the bottom here to the thermostat there. So I'm gonna have to do that. So I'm gonna put the camera down now, and I'm not gonna be able to hold the camera and do this at the same time. So that just pretty much plugs in there, and you got that clamp there. It's easier said than done sometimes. So don't take this as a tutorial. This is just me doing a documentary of my van. So I don't want to be responsible for anybody messing up their vehicle, because I'm doing this at my own risk of doing my own vehicle. Alright, the clamp is on there. Now next what we're going to do is line up the bolts and put the gasket on here. So here's the gasket here. We got to line this up. So this end here, that is the going to the thermostat. So this here is going to go on next, and then I'm going to bolt that in. So there we go. Okay, see these little brackets right there and right there? That one just showed to be a little bit of pain. It wasn't too bad once I figured it out. What I did, this is what I did to get that in there easier, is I lined up the bolts. I got the gasket on there. I lined up the bolts here. So what I did is started the bolts, so it's in place. Put it on here, and then what I did is take a little this bar here. I pushed it down on it as I pushed down on the manifold, and it popped right into place. So now next I'm going to do is tighten up the bolts here all the way around. So there's 2 on the bottom here, there's 1 there, so there's 3 bolts, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 bolts. And then we'll go to the next step after that. Okay, one of the hardest things about working on these vans like this is space. And one thing you gotta do is figure out which direction you're gonna put the tool so you can end up using it. So I end up putting the tool down here, come underneath, and I was like, okay, it's this way. The most way you probably think would be here in the front, but there's a bracket in the way right here. You can't get the tool moving here, so I figured out underneath here. And then it works there. So That's pretty much what you gotta do, is figure out where the tool is going to be able to be used at. Okay, the bolts are tight. Next step is wiring harnesses here. So we got this wiring harness here. We gotta go to the fuel injectors. See over here, click it on. Now they should have this red tab on it. I lost a couple taking them off. They shot off somewhere. I don't know where they went. So they should stay on pretty good for the most part. And then this one here goes to a sensor here, which is a temperature sensor, which I already replaced on this. So I get on there, click it down. Okay, so we got those up on there. So we got the fuel system ready, lined up almost. So now we've got the fuel line right here, which would be this. We're gonna click that right on there. It's real easy. Chrysler made it real easy for these fuel lines. You click on and off, real easy. So we're on that step there. So next step we're gonna go for, I'm gonna hook up this hose here before I put on the top part of the manifold. So let's go with this hose here. I'm gonna bring it out, head it way up over here. I'm gonna put it right on here. Slide that hose into place. See, now that's locked in, and then I'm gonna have to get this clip, which I'm gonna have to use my pliers. Okay, got that hooked up on there. Next step is we're gonna have to get this moved out of the way, put the gasket on here. So I got the other gasket, I'm gonna place that on, and then I'm gonna put the top part on. Almost there. Okay, next, I almost forgot this. The power steering fill box has to bolt right here, and then we gotta go to this, the gasket here, which it didn't have a gasket, and then we put the top part of the manifold on. So I'm gonna attach that box. Okay, these are tightened now. Now next we're gonna do is start to hook up these vacuum lines here. So we got this one here to here, and then we got this one here to the top part. We're gonna go with that, and we also got our sensors here, the map sensor. That's clicked in, ready to go. So here we go. Okay, next is putting the breather box on, the vacuum line, and then the sensor. I'm gonna hook it up and then put it right here to the throttle body. Alright, so here we go. We're gonna do that next. Okay, I hooked up the hose to the throttle body. Now I just tighten that down. There we go. Tighten down. Now we got the sensor right here. It's gonna plug right here into click and on. And we got here. Okay, so the breather box is all in there. Now next step is going to be just putting that in, and then I'm going to end up putting some antifreeze in here since it's low on antifreeze, and then we're going to try it out and hook the battery up, of course, because since I did the sensors I unplugged the battery. So let's see how we're going to go here. Time will tell right here. I'm about to start it up. Okay, it's taking a minute because there was no gas in the fuel line. Let's let that fill up a couple times, and then we're going to see if it starts. Here we go. Come on. Here we go. Okay, now it's not staying started. What's the problem here? Let's see. Okay, this is why this van wouldn't start. I forgot a couple sensors. You got the throttle body sensor, and I believe this one is the map sensor. It might have been wrong. That might not be the map sensor. I don't remember. I'm not an expert at this. That's why I forgot these two little sensors. Now we're gonna try the van, see if it works. Alright, here we go. It helps to have the proper sensors on. And it's running. We're up and running. Are we leaking anywhere? It's good so far, so good. Sounds good. I need to put a little more antifreeze in here. We'll be good to go.